These items will make you more attractive. We're going over things to improve your hair, hygiene, style, and so much more. So let's start off with your hair. Finding the right hairstyle is so important. In fact, the right hairstyle can bring out your facial features, tie in your whole aesthetic, just really making you look better. Now, that being said, I personally have tried out a ton of different hairstyles, so believe me when I tell you, it does take some experiments. So don't be afraid to switch things up. And that being said, one thing that I've learned pretty much the hard way is going to the right barber can quite literally save you. I used to get tapers, and at that point I would only go to barbers, but now that I have a little bit longer hair, all I go to are salons. These are usually better with scissor cuts and longer hairstyles, and as of right now, that's the only place that I would get a haircut. So now that I have the right haircut, the next thing you have to do is make sure that you're styling it. So as of lately, all I've been using is sea salt spray and pomade. This gives my hair more texture. Now you could have a pretty decent hairstyle with just these, but if you want to take your hairstyle to the next level, you have to focus on volume. Sea salt spray can help with volume, but for that little extra touch, I picked up this metal hairband. Every single morning I put this in, then I spray the sea salt spray, and I let my hair air dry, still keeping this metal hairband on. What this does is lock my hair into place while again air drying. It's such a small thing, but makes a huge difference in your hairstyle. Now keep in mind, this is what works for me. If you have a different hairstyle or a different hair type, these products might not be the best for you. If you have straight hair, you should probably look into something like a hair powder, or if you have curly hair, get products that define your curls. That way you're working with what you have. All right, now that you have your hairstyle down, the next really important thing to keep in mind is taking care of your skin. Having clear skin will make you so much more attractive, but before even talking about skincare products, you have to understand the importance of being consistent with skincare. I used to struggle with acne. In fact, to this day, I still have acne scars, and I really remember being 16 years old, struggling with acne, thinking that this will never go away, but trust me, it will. It just takes time. So as long as you're patient and you're staying consistent, your acne will go away, and eventually you are going to have clear skin. However, I will say, you've probably seen some videos online saying that skincare is a scam, and that's one of the questions that I always get. So to answer that question, I kind of have to say yes and no. Skincare can be a scam, especially with so many brands out there who charge so much for skincare products, and also there's a lot of products out there that are just complete gimmicks. My best advice is stick to the basics, don't overspend, and don't spend money on products that probably aren't doing anything. If you're just getting into skincare, you only need two things: a face wash and a moisturizer. Huge bonus points if your moisturizer has an SPF in there. That way you're not getting your skin cooked by the sun, because that is going to age you like crazy. And another thing to keep in mind is ingredients. And I'll be honest, this is super easy to figure out. In fact, all I really recommend is going on ChatGPT. If you know what skin type you have, you could input that into ChatGPT, ask what ingredients you should look out for. Now for moisturizers, there's one key ingredient that I absolutely love, and that is niacinamide. This is going to moisturize your skin, especially for someone like me who sometimes deals with dry skin, especially on the outside areas. That tends to dry up quite fast. I try to make sure that my moisturizers have niacinamide. That way you don't have to do too much. If you can make skincare easy and affordable, then it's a lot more easier to stay consistent. I'll be honest, at this point, probably an absolute stud, but if you really want to stand out, the next thing you have to focus on is your style. Dressing well is going to take you to that next step, and it says a lot about you. It shows that you care about your appearance, and I'll be honest, there are some items that'll just give you aura. All of my recent pickups from this video are going to be from Kohls, which is the sponsor of today's video. Their new arrivals are from brands that you love, as well as some brands that are super underrated, and in my opinion, great value. So let's start off with the number one fall essential that every guy needs: a good pair of black jeans. The ones that I got are Levi's 511 Slim. These are the perfect do anything, go anywhere jeans. These are slim enough to go with any shoe, sneakers, or boots, as well as being able to dress these up or down, which is very important, especially if you're on a budget and you can only get a select amount of items. You really want to make sure that a pair of jeans will go with anything else in your outfit, and these 511s will do exactly that. Oh, and by the way, creating a Kohls account is completely free, and any purchases you make is going to get you Kohls cash. And let me tell you right now, that stacks up so fast. So again, if you are on a budget, that's something that I really recommend, because you're going to be getting cash back, which you could use on other purchases, or if you stack it up enough, you'll probably just get some things for free. Plus, everyone knows Levi's. They are literally the inventor of blue jeans. I know these are black, but you can't go wrong with Levi's. All right, one thing I've been wearing a ton is this quarter zip sweater from Tommy Hilfiger. This is such an absolute beauty. It has this slight texture that you could really notice, especially in this gray color. And quarter zips just make any guy look so much cooler. In my opinion, you just look like that guy. So I absolutely love this piece. And again, it's from another brand that's super popular. I got this in a size medium. And for reference, I am 5'8", 160 pounds. Like I said, they carry huge brands, but sometimes trying some pieces from smaller brands can be such a good option. One brand that I've never heard of is Sonoma Goods, but I saw this on the Kohls website, and getting these pickups was probably one of the best decisions I've made. The value that you get for what you pay is fantastic. Good example is this long sleeve polo. This is only $30, and I know for a fact if this had any other brand's logo, this would easily be $100 or more. So this is an affordable piece that makes you look rich, in my opinion. Long sleeve polos are so class. I genuinely think this is a staple for any guy. If you don't have one yet, especially for $30, this is the one that I recommend. Another piece from the same brand is yet another quarter zip sweater. I love this brown color. Again, it has this kind of fuzzy texture that makes it look more cozy. I think this is the perfect fall piece, especially because of the color brown. Such a cozy vibe. This sweater is so comfortable. Gonna be wearing this a ton in the fall. So yeah, definitely recommend grabbing this one. Now, another essential is a Johnny collared polo. This is just a piece that I will never get tired of, especially one with texture. This one kind of has this ribbed design. So this is a perfect piece if you really want to stand out. I also love the color navy in this. It's a slim fit. So on the warmer fall days, this is the perfect option. And one thing that I love about Kohls is they're always having great sales. Right now is the time to be shopping, especially if you don't have your fall wardrobe yet. All these pieces are the perfect pickup. So everything's going to be linked in the description, as well as other things that I'm going to be talking about later on in the video, because Kohls sells more than just clothes. They have everything you might need, like accessories, fragrances. Again, we're gonna be talking about that later, but huge thank you to Kohls for sponsoring today's video. Everything's gonna be linked in the description. All right, at this point, you have good hairstyle, good skin, and good style. This next thing is something that a lot of guys overlook, and that is smelling good. Again, this is just another thing that's just gonna give you aura. Walking into a room and having people smell you, I'm telling you right now, it is a great feeling. One of my favorite compliments to get is you smell good, and right now that it's fall, I absolutely love fall scents. So here are some of my favorite ones. Starting off with one that you could wear pretty much anywhere is Hugo Boss The Scent. This is masculine, yet a little bit sweet. I am really not exaggerating when I say you could wear this anywhere and probably be one of the best smelling guys in the room. So if you're in school and you need a nice fall fragrance that's still light, but very masculine, this is the one that I recommend. But if you can get a few different scents and smell good no matter what occasion you are going for, if you need something stronger that you could wear at night, the one that I've been loving is Stronger With You Parfum. This is one of the newer ones. I'll be honest, this one is very strong. So I only wear this when I really want to make a statement, whether that's going out at night. If I want to mog my friends with a good cologne, this is the one that I'm wearing. Now moving on to footwear. If you're on the younger side and you've never had a pair of boots before, this is the year that you should try it out. Making the simple switch from sneakers to boots is going to make you look way more mature, and I think can make any outfit look better. Instead of wearing something like Air Force Ones, love this color. This is the perfect fall boot. I am going to be picking up more very soon. So if you want a full video based on footwear, let me know. I'd be so down to make that. All right, this next thing is gonna make you so much more attractive, and that is having a white smile. I'll be honest, I'm a smiley person. So whenever somebody tells me that I'm kind of a charming guy, I know for a fact 80% of that comes from me just smiling all the time and having a nice white smile. So two things that I recommend is whitening toothpaste. I obviously brush my teeth twice a day. That is essential for any guy. But in my opinion, this can only really go so far. So if you really want a white smile, getting something like Crest whitening strips, this is an absolute game changer. I actually use this about once a month, keeps my smile white. Despite the fact that I drink a lot of coffee, I'll be honest, I do drink a lot of soda, which is usually known to stain your teeth, but having these in hand are an absolute lifesaver. I genuinely think being more attractive is a lot easier when you have the right things, and everything that I showed today is pretty much the secret sauce of becoming more attractive. But if you want to know some skills to really upgrade your life, here's a video to show you exactly that.